Hello, today we are going to discuss what comes in a parts kit at Thermal Windows and Doors. A lot of our dealers will get this parts kit. It comes in a case like this. There's actually two of them. We'll be discussing another one a little later. It's called the Super Sales Kit, which has all your pieces of glass and your heat lamps, things like that in there. Today what we want to discuss is the Park Avenue parts kit. And when you open it up, you're going to see a lot of different pieces and parts in it. Let me explain what they are and how they work. First, you're going to see two different corner cuts that come with the sales kit. You're going to see a corner cut, which is a competitor's window, and about 80% of the people out there are actually selling this window. We'll discuss it in a little bit detail a little bit later. And you're going to see your Park Avenue corner cuts. Pretty easy to distinguish which is which. You'll see foam-filled frame, foam-filled sash in the Park Avenue, some different things on it which we'll discuss. But these are in your sales kit. Very powerful pieces to use in home. The other thing that you're going to find is some different balances that are in our kits. You're going to find our constant force open case balance system. It's a self-cleaning balance system. We've also done a video on how the balance system works, just specifically on the balance system. What you're seeing here is a tandem balance system, which means this is probably a triple pane window, which is a large or a wide sash, so sometimes they're doubled up. And then we have just a single tandem or a single balance system. And these are not one size fits all. They are specifically designed for whatever window we're using, whatever size it is, whatever glass package is in there. Like I say, go to our website and our YouTube site and you'll find more about these balance systems. What I didn't mention was they are made out of Lexan. They're not plastic. It's Lexan, which is what football helmets, hockey helmets, things like that are made out of. It's not plastic. It's made in the United States. It's not from China or Indonesia. And it is a self-cleaning balance system. So it's warranted for life. You will find these in your kit. So study the other video and learn about this balance system. The next thing you're going to find is some of the old balance systems that are in the kit. This is, of course, a spiral balance system. The best day this was ever put into a window was day one. After that, it steadily declined. What is in a spiral balance system is basically just a piece of steel that's coiled up. That's how it's got the name spiral. If you see the spirals on it. It's got grease on it. It's got almost like a Vaseline on it. So every time that window goes up and down, you're going to see that this thing is going to collect dirt, dust, grime, grease, and then they eventually quit working after a few years. You don't see too much of these on windows anymore, other than the guys that have to go out and fix them and replace them a little bit. So this is usually found in a window that might be $100 or so. Not found too much. Then what they went to was a block and tackle system. Block and tackle system makes a window go up real easy. Sometimes you do have to fight it to bring it down. The reason being is, we can zoom in here a little bit. There's a spring in a block and tackle. Today this spring might be this size. 5 years from now it might be this size. And 10 years from now it may be this size. Then it also has a nylon cord which can fray, can break, can do a couple different things. So then you basically have to replace this balance system. So we've used in our window now the open case self-cleaning constant force balance system, far superior to any other balance system out there. What's your window made out of? Very important what your window is made out of. At Thermal we use a 99.9% virgin vinyl material. We'd like to say it's 100%, but restrictions don't let us say that. So it's basically 99.9% virgin vinyl. What does that mean? That means that when my window is white today, my window is going to be white 30 years from now, 35 years from now, because the product that we put into it is virgin. It's clean. What do we do with our cutoffs as a manufacturing facility? What do we do with our cutoffs, and what do some of the other companies use? Well, this is called regrind. So if you see, it's little chopped up pieces. And we take our cutoffs and they go into bins, and actually some other window companies buy those, and then they take and they chop them up into pieces, they grind them up into a vinyl, and then they add polymers and resins. The problem with that being is 5 years from now, that might start to chip, it might start to deteriorate, it might start to yellow, and that's not what we want to sell as a window. So we do resell it to other companies. That's what you're going to see in these little tubes, but we use 100% virgin vinyl. The next thing that you're going to see in your kit is, this is a very important piece. This is called your interlock and your lock, where your two sashes come together. Now if we can zoom in on this, there's some real important pieces that go into this. This is actually called a Dultec lock system with an interlock. The two pieces come down, interlock together, and then when you flip your lock, it actually pulls it together. And you can feel it when it's unlocked and when it's locked, actually pulling together. So you want to let the customer hold it in their hand, and they can feel how that lock comes together and how it pulls it tight, and the interlock is in here. When we do the window, I'll show you how that interlock actually works and how it prevents air from coming in. The other thing you'll see in this interlock is we use an energy bar that goes through here, or call it a power bar if you will. This is what you're seeing in this green fiberglass rod. It's not a metal piece, it's not an aluminum piece, so it's not going to transfer any cold or heat through. Plus the screws in your lock and in your keeper are actually going into a fiberglass piece. This rod actually is built like an I-beam. It's not just a flat piece of fiberglass that can bend and flex. It's actually built on an I-beam, and it's actually designed to fit into that cavity. The other thing you'll see is this is a glazing bead that you'll see on the outside where the glass goes in. And there's a little bit of an angle on here, and that's going to let us do some different glass sizes. If we make our glass thinner or if we make our glass thicker, this glazing bead will change, and then you'll be able to put like blinds between the glass, things like that. So that's your interlock that you want to use and show people. The other thing you're going to find in here is different locks. Like this is a lock that's still used on some inferior cheap windows. It just flips. It's not even a cam lock. If you take a butter knife or something up in between the sashes, if they don't have an interlock on it, you can actually flip that thing right open with a butter knife. That's in there to show what cheap windows are being used. This is what our screen material is made out of. You see this is actually a roll-formed piece of screen material, and it's got a lift rail on it. It's a heavy-duty piece. Now some other companies will still use what they call roll-formed screen material for their screen, but this is what they're using. You see the two different sizes that are put together. We actually take it a step further. We warranty our screen for life, our screen frame for life. We take it a little step further. When we put our screen together, we actually take and put a corner pin in here, and it slides into here. When you take a look at one of our screens, you'll see two pins that are clamped in there. This is a corner key, so it makes a real strong frame. It doesn't have the plastic in the corners like you see on some of the other windows. The other thing you're going to find in your kit, this is a spacer that is used by a lot of companies out there. They take and they put this between their glass, and they fill this cavity with desiccant, and then this metal is actually touching the two pieces of glass, and they're selling that window. But that also is basically your $89, $90 window. It probably has this balance in it also. So you want to show, like this is one of our spacers that we use. Some of these are in your kits. This is called a Doralite spacer, and it's a carbon fiber type material. So the other thing that you'll find in your kit then is some color chips. We now have, with this Park Avenue, you're going to find 16 colors that are available in all the different flavors. And now you're going to find that you have 5 different interior laminates: your dark oak, your light oak, your natural, your cherry, and a pecan. So those are in your kit. You want to use those. And the next thing that you're going to have in your kit is your little wallet, which will also show you some of your different glass styles that are available. So if you want to use these, you want to learn these and detail these a little bit. And that's basically your kit.